Hello and welcome to an overview of this year's BSA Design Awards program. My name is Wendy Pascual. I'm a program manager at the BSA focused on housing innovation and our awards program. And I will be sharing a bit about this year's program, its changes, and what you need to know to submit an entry this year. Unfortunately, our original recording was not able to be saved, and so we've decided to create this alternative recording so that you can still know the ins and outs of how to come up with a great submission. So I will be going over our BSA Design Awards, why they matter, as well as an overview of the program that will include recaps, changes, key dates, the fees, as well as what the platform looks like, submission requirements, and jury process. So we've received several comments from both submitters and jurors that have helped shape the changes of our program this year, including limitations faced by small firms when it comes to the submissions process, challenges that all submitters encountered with the Common App, interest from the jury to continue to see creative submissions in the unbuilt category, as well as the jury's desire to see more existing condition photos for adaptive reuse projects and even site conditions for submissions more broadly. The BSA sees the awards program as a means to change the conversation on what architecture is and what it can be. So our design awards showcase our values and our commitment to equity and sustainability. And they also demonstrate a variety of processes dedicated to solving a range of challenges in the built environment. The awards program recognizes the work of our community and invested clients, as well as the work done by incredibly diverse individuals and firms, thus becoming a platform where folks not only imagine, but also build desirable futures through collaboration and experimentation. Over the years, our program has changed in a couple of different ways, more notably through the elimination of yearly or annual cycles. So now all project building types can be submitted. The reconstructing of the main categories, which are now built design, small firms, and unbuilt planning and design, with the latter including conceptual and planning projects. We also ask that those submitting include a project narrative, which is a brief statement describing the story of the design itself. And our award levels are at the honor, merit, and commendation levels. This year, we have eliminated the Common App, and in its place, we ask that submitters include a very short project impact statement describing how the project aligns with or reflects the BSA's missions to catalyze collaborative innovation and advance equity and sustainability in the built environment. So there will be one built design and small firms jury, and then there will be another jury for the unbuilt category. The number of awards granted are at the sole discretion of the juries, and the jury can decide that awards not be granted for every category. We've also set a set of resources, including access to previous winning entries, an FAQ page, and more information on our website. So these are the key dates for this year's program, which open on June 23rd. The submitters need to know, or what submitters need to know, webinar took place on July 23rd, the BSA Design Awards office hours on August 21st, and submissions are due on September 12th at 11:59 p.m. Jury deliberations will take place between October and December of this year, and winners will be notified shortly after the juries have made their decisions. The submission fees range depending on whether or not an individual or a firm is a BSA member, with BSA members receiving a discount on pricing. This year, we have introduced the small firms and built design pathway, allowing firms with 10 or fewer employees to submit the same project to both the small firms and built design categories at a 50% discount on the built design fee without having to create a separate entry. Associate AIA individuals and students can submit to the unbuilt category more specifically at a discount as well. And to those of you who have submitted to the program over the years, you may remember the typology-based categories that existed previously. And this image here illustrates our categories, where they stand now, and that all project types can be submitted. One thing to note is that while you may submit projects to multiple categories, we do recommend crafting your narrative specifically for the appropriate category. And so when we take a look at the built, design, and small firm submission requirements, we ask that folks include entrant information. So this includes firm name, submitter's name, membership, etc., as well as the project information, which is where you would select the division and category. And then you would state when the project was completed so that it is eligible. So these are projects that are completed between January 1st of 2019 through December 31st of 2024. So that's about 5 years. And for urban design/planning projects, initiated or an incomplete project where a significant portion has been completed, implemented, or adopted can be submitted here. And in terms of eligibility, projects by New England professionals may be located anywhere in the world, and projects by others must be located in New England. And then you will be asked to upload a digital project portfolio, as well as a project narrative, the project impact statement, and a number of images. Shortly after, you will include the project team credits. And if you are a firm that is collaborating with another firm, we do ask that you list both or all firms included. And then you will close out by including project affirmations, submission, and payment information. If you are submitting a project in the unbuilt category, it's a similar process. You will include entrant information. So this is first name, submitter's name, membership, etc. You'll select the project information, so the category, and in this case, the eligibility again is for about 5 years. So from January 1st of 2019 through December 31st of 2024. And that is specifically for planning projects. And then for conceptual projects, these don't require dates as they have no intent to be built. And then for eligibility, again, projects by New England professionals may be located anywhere, whereas projects by others must be located in New England. And for conceptual projects, these projects can be located anywhere or nowhere. And then you'll be asked to upload digital project boards. In this case, you'll upload a project narrative and impact statement. This is a combined statement for the unbuilt category, as well as images of the product. And you'll include project team credits, project affirmation, submissions, and leader payment. To submit, you will need to head over to the website included in this slide that will direct you to the submissions platform called OpenWater. Here you'll be able to click the link that will direct you to the login page, or if you've already have an account created, you may head over to My Account. This is what a submission will typically look like on the platform. So we can see the selected category, the project type, and whether or not there are multiple in progress or incomplete projects. When starting a new submission, you'll want to take a moment to write some information about you, your firm, the project name, and more. And when writing in a project name, please do make sure to not include your firm name or client name. You may feel free to come up with a creative version of the project name. This ensures that the jury, who may be familiar with your firm or the client or the project, doesn't necessarily know exactly what it is, and they therefore are less biased. In the division section, in this case, you will select one of the 3 categories, so built design, small firms, unbuilt planning, and design. And for built design and small firms, you may select from the following project types. This year, we've actually split up residential and housing based on responses from previous submitters regarding an interest to really separate out based on the scale of projects. Additionally, rather than the other category this year, we now have an alternative projects. So please do make sure to specify which type of project this would be. And then the jury may decide to place that submission in a different project type. For the unbuilt planning and design, you'd select either planning or conceptual. And when submitting a project narrative, please do write a maximum 250 brief statement concealing all references to the firm or architect and uploaded as a Word document. This would be the same statement that you would include in the project portfolio itself, with the goal of describing the story of the design. So this is the project's intent, the design process, constraints, and outcomes. And it's really a big picture narrative that includes key concepts, decisions, and lessons learned, as well as any relevant team collaboration efforts. And as I mentioned earlier, in lieu of the Common App this year, for the Built Design and Small Firms category, submitters are asked to include a 150 maximum word document describing how the project reflects the BSA's mission to catalyze collaborative innovation to advance equity and sustainability in the built environment. This may include, but is not limited to, topics such as accessibility, social responsibility, environmental performance, material choices, community engagement, or even resilience. The statement may take the form of a short paragraph or 2 bulleted points. For the unbuilt planning and design category, the narrative and impact statements are combined. So we ask submitters to describe the story of the design, the project's intent, design process, constraints, and outcomes in a statement that is uploaded both as a Word document and also embedded within the digital boards. And for the portfolio submissions, we do ask that for Built Design and Small Firm entries, submitters do not include the project category in the portfolio itself, that the portfolio is no longer than a 10-page PDF document of the right size and using the right file name as described in the slide. When including images and plans, please include captions. And lastly, make sure to include both the project narrative and impact statement in the portfolio without including the firm or client name. And on the other side, for unbuilt planning and design, the portfolio will take the shape of 3 20 by 20 boards uploaded as a PDF of the right size and file name, format, and size. When including images and plans, please include captions. And lastly, please include the combined project narrative and impact statement in the boards without including the firm or client name. In addition to portfolios and boards, we ask that submitters upload images separately. This ensures that in case your entry is selected as a winner, we can use images preferred by you and your firm in the preferred order. Please make sure to include the project name and photographer name for credit purposes. And if there is no photographer, you may credit the image to the firm or an appropriate party. Next, we have the project team credits. This information will not be viewed by the jury, so please make sure to include as much information as possible here, including firm name or firm names if you have collaborated with another firm. For firm collaboration entries, separate each name with a semicolon and space, and you may include appropriate email addresses as well. After uploading all the necessary information, you're ready to review and essentially check out. So you'll see your project submission, the category, the cost, and more information here. And then at this point, you could select Make Another Submission to begin a new submission, or you can simply check out. To review paid submissions and to confirm that they have been sent, please take a look at the invoice page just above the My Profile section. And then, as I mentioned, this year there will be 2 juries. So there will be 1 jury for Built Design and Small Firm categories and another reviewing the Unbuilt Planning and Design categories. Both will review the portfolios, statements, and bestow awards based on categories. The number of awards granted are at the sole discretion of the juries, and the jury can decide that awards not be granted for each category. As I mentioned, we have a number of resources available on our website, including an FAQ page. If you've attended the office hours, we hope that it's been a helpful space for you as well. And we encourage you to really start your submissions, even if you're not quite ready to submit, just so that you can better familiarize yourself with the platform. And so that in case questions do arise, you can still reach out and talk to one of us who might be able to answer your question. Please feel free to also email awards@architects.org if you have any other questions. And with that, thanks so much for taking the time, and we look forward to reviewing your submissions.